Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. Okay, let's just dive right in because today we are looking at an incredibly dynamic subject. We're doing a full breakdown of a fascinating ecosystem that is literally attempting to rewire how automotive professionals learn their craft. We are analyzing Isaac Ward's WBG Training Academy. Now, if you've ever wondered how modern sales training is evolving away from those old, dusty VHS tapes in a dealership break room into a highly scalable, tech-driven system grounded in behavioral psychology, well, stick around because we are going to unpack exactly how that shift is happening right now. Look at the Ward Business Group's core mission. It targets three very specific things: providing elite automotive sales training, increasing gross profit, and building a winning culture. And in the automotive industry, the stakes are exceptionally high. A single lost deal, that doesn't just mean a lost commission for one person. It impacts dealership volume bonuses, inventory turnaround, the whole shebang. It absolutely tanks overall team morale. So this training ecosystem is engineered specifically to drive hard, measurable metrics right there on the showroom floor, rather than just handing out generic feel-good motivation. But to really understand why a system like this exists in the first place, we have to look at the daily realities of the showroom floor. If you are in car sales, you know the friction. Customers today, they are more educated than ever. Inventory fluctuates wildly. And those old-school, high-pressure tactics, they just don't work anymore. Salespeople get stuck. They lose control of a phone call, they hear a customer say, "I need to think about it," and they just freeze. So to solve these very specific, honestly agonizing pain points, Isaac Ward has structured a multi-layered approach, and it all begins with how they actually capture a salesperson's attention in the first place. Which brings us to Section 1, the YouTube training ecosystem, building the foundation for free. WBG has built an immense footprint of free content, with 1.9K videos hosted on their official CEO channel. Let that number sink in for a second. Almost 2,000 videos. We aren't talking about a handful of 30-second teaser clips here. This is a massive, sprawling library of free content just sitting out there in the wild. And the strategy? This sheer volume of free value is designed to establish them as the definitive authority on car sales in the minds of viewers, long before a single dollar ever changes hands. And the content inside these 1,900 videos is highly, highly tactical. You've got titles like "Stop Losing Deals on the Phone," "Close Deals with the Boss," and "Stop Saying Just Checking In." Notice the theme? They focus on surgical strikes for the exact problems a car salesperson probably faced that very morning. There is zero vague fluff here. They are practical, bite-sized solutions that prove to the viewer, hey, this methodology actually works in real-world scenarios. Now, the underlying philosophy driving all of this relies heavily on neuroplasticity. The Academy teaches that consistency over magic is what actually changes brain chemistry and builds lasting habits. Essentially, they're taking brain science and applying it directly to the dealership floor. They're telling you point blank, there is no magic word that just magically forces a customer to buy. Instead, practicing the right habits consistently literally rewires your brain to handle objections flawlessly over time. It completely elevates the profession from simple, repetitive transactions to applied behavioral psychology. But, what happens when a salesperson realizes that random, short-form YouTube content just isn't enough to build a cohesive strategy? Well, that's when we step out of the free zone and into the structured curriculum. Section 2, the complete sales curriculum. Inside the WBG Academy. Once you cross over into the paid academy, it reveals 181 complete, on-demand video training modules. Think about the difference here. If the free video channel was a massive collection of quick, isolated tips, this represents their fully sequenced, comprehensive automotive sales system. It is totally organized and ready to be consumed step by step. This comprehensive curriculum is broken down into three distinct stages. First, you've got foundational skills, which covers essentials like the road to the sale and prospecting. Next, you step up to advanced skills. This explores heavy-hitting topics like closing mastery and F&I mastery, F&I being finance and insurance, which is exactly where dealerships make their most critical margins. Finally, there is management and mindset, which includes BDC or Business Development Center training. So across these 14 distinct courses, the system really caters to everyone, from a newcomer on day one to a hardened veteran sales manager. And nestled within that huge library is a specific 10-module masterclass called the Grandmaster Standard. This is positioned as the aspirational peak of the whole system. It basically acts as a form of psychological gamification. It gives users this elite black belt benchmark to strive for, rather than simply checking the box on basic training.
It provides a crystal clear target for top performers. Now, having a 181 module curriculum is incredibly thorough, for sure. But let's be real. What happens when a professional is in the middle of a live, heated negotiation and simply doesn't have the time to go sit down and watch a 20-minute video?
Well, that brings us to Section 3, the Ask Isaac AI Advantage, instant coaching on demand.
Guys, there is a massive paradigm shift happening in adult learning and sales training right now. Traditionally, picture a salesperson who gets stuck on a tricky customer objection, say a really complex question about a trade-in value. What do? They have to go awkwardly track down a busy sales manager for help while the customer just sits there. Now, AI provides instant, hyper-specific coaching generated in real time, and it pulls directly from the concepts taught within those 181 modules of the curriculum.
This level of accessibility is a real game changer. It means a salesperson can literally excuse themselves from a customer for a brief moment, type a tough objection right into their phone, and receive the exact word track back instantly. It acts like a 24/7 virtual coach sitting right in your pocket on the dealership lot. It's entirely designed to provide absolute confidence precisely when the pressure is at its absolute highest. So how does a dealership or even just an individual salesperson actually get their hands on this system? Let's break down the logistics of the business model. Section 4, Membership Tiers and Access, Unlocking the Full Academy. The pricing structure here is designed with an incredibly low barrier to entry. We're looking at a starter tier for just $9.99 a month for a single department. Then there's the Pro tier at $19.99 for all departments, scaling all the way up to an Elite tier at $39.99 for full team access. To put that into perspective, traditional in-person dealership training can easily cost tens of thousands of dollars. But this utilizes a highly scalable SaaS model, software as a service. It literally allows a single salesperson to invest in themselves for the cost of a basic Netflix subscription, while simultaneously giving a general manager an affordable way to outfit their entire sales floor. And members across all of these tiers unlock unlimited access to the entire 181-module library, plus full usage of that Ask Isaac AI tool for on-the-fly coaching. But here's the kicker. The model operates without long-term contracts. You can cancel anytime. This is a stark, almost shocking contrast to traditional vendor agreements in the auto industry, which, let's be honest, are infamous for locking dealerships into really rigid multi-year commitments. And the sources reveal one final brilliant promotional hook. That first month can actually be unlocked for exactly $1. The overarching strategy here relies heavily on just getting the user inside the ecosystem. The entire idea is that once the salesperson experiences that structured curriculum and the instant AI coaching, the neuroplasticity and habit-building processes we talked about earlier will naturally take over, and that eventually turns a $1 trial into a loyal, long-term user. Ultimately, Isaac Ward's ecosystem poses a much broader, almost existential question for the entire sales industry. In an era where AI can provide instant, on-demand coaching and brain science is actively being applied to daily routines, how long will traditional, static training methods actually survive? As the tools for learning and persuasion continue to modernize at breakneck speed, the landscape of automotive sales is undoubtedly shifting forever. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helped structure these concepts for you, and I will catch you on the next one.